The Spirit in the Body by Robert Crosbie. Letter 9. It is a matter of much gladness that the bottle imp of things has been discovered in your mind, or rather, mental machinery. I know how it sticks and hides and continually throws up clouds of material ideas blinding the one sight. No one can clear another's sight. Words, oceans of them, in themselves containing the right ideas, will not convey these ideas without a gradual leading on and a determined effort to comprehend. On the one hand, it is so simple that it is passed over in favor of a difficulty; on the other, our mode of thinking is based on separateness. The very power of the cultivated intellect, by its ability to discriminate between the shades of differences, is led into a maze of diversity, forgetting that the one sees all, that the explanation of innumerable effects is not the cause itself, which both produces, sees and reproduces. "Oh, where is the sea?" the fishes cried, as they swam the brimming tide. We try to free ourselves from something. Is not this the attitude of separateness? WQJ speaks of the great illusion produced by nature in causing us to see objects as different from spirit. And in the Gita, as a single sun illuminateth the whole world, even so doth the one Spirit illumine every body. If this means anything, it means that in everybody there is the one Spirit, the perceiver, the knower, the experiencer. It spells unity throughout. Nor is it easy to get a true conception, because we are eternally using terms of separateness and resting in such conceptions as arise from them, yet, these are steps by means of which we rise to greater heights of perception. Realizatio comes from dwelling upon the thing to be realized. Degrees of realizatio are degrees of attainment. Are we not then slowly but surely getting out of the fogs into the clear air? Abandoning hope reads to me the same as ceasing to look for results for self and shunning pain not yet come. If we could just take conditions as they come and make the best, other bests would follow, and all worry, fear, doubt and anxiety would depart. The law works just and true. What has been, is and shall be. We have power over nothing but the is. It is by working with present conditions that the nature of the future is changed, and in no other way. This is reliance upon the law and a working under it. The various conditions that confront us are opportunities and means afforded us to increase our discrimination, strength and knowledge. Having created these conditions, and seeing what is undesirable in them, we go to work to change our direction of creative thought and our relation to the undesirable. The old adage, necessity is the mother of invention, points to the process of growth. We do not invent until we see the necessity. In the great economy of law and nature, each being just exactly where he needs to be to eradicate defects, all necessary conditions are present for his growth. The only question lies with him: will he take them as pain or as opportunities? If the latter, all is well, he is bound to conquer whether the way be long or short. The purpose of life is to learn, and it is all made up of learning. Even those who repeat errors life after life are in process of learning, for evolution makes for righteousness, being an unfoldment from within. It is we ourselves who are creating the phantasmagoria before our eyes and struggling over the solution of its disturbing effects, instead of creating for ourselves a world of effects more in keeping with our real nature, a world in which we can live undisturbed by the effects that disturb others, except as we are solicitous for their welfare. We are the self. But, as we stand ordinarily in physical consciousness, we are converted more or less into physical consciousness. In other words, we are what we think or perceive, continually identifying ourselves with perceptions and sense. Sense is always nothing else than a channel for desire to flow through to torment ourselves and others. There is nothing but the self. As every law is spiritual, so all forms and things, forces, and aspects must also be spiritual. All error springs from an effort to turn to small purposes the diversified streams of spiritual force. If as individuals we could take the position of Kamajuk, the cow of plenty, and with universal beneficence use our powers without thought of self, life would be another story. To establish a new religion, says the enclosed clipping. Humanity has always done that with the clear light of truth. Always have they created idols and bowed down and worshipped them. What kind of verity is that which substitutes one kind of idol for another? Theosophy is not a religion, and no religion whatever can be theosophy, although all forms of religion exist because of theosophy and contain expressions of it. It is only too true that religionists of one sort easily become religionists of another sort. The fact shows that Americans do not think, they just cerebrate. All this was portrayed again and again by WQJ as the result of the advent of the Swamis and others to this country, and warned against. Yet we have self-elected teachers saying that Christianity is theosophy, and Buddhism is theosophy, in a sort of namby-pamby Catholicism. They are to blame for much of the confusion. If so-called theosophists remained true to the message and the lines laid down and followed by them, there would not have been room for two opinions in the matter. We base our devotion and our efforts upon the nature of those who gave the message, and accept as safe, good, true and what is necessary, the lines that are to be found laid down in their writings. Those who think that way, will work that way. There is a solid basis for united effort in this position, any other position can but lead to differences, to assumptions, to authorities. It is unity that the movement needs, among all who are attracted by the message, that which will best bring it about is the true way, no matter what anyone says. Neither Jesus nor HPB lived and died that a book or books should be swallowed wholesale, nor even that men should become disciples but that all men should become brothers. We have to hold to that which eliminates differences, not pander to any form of religion near or far. HPB once used this phrase, as I recall it, a theosophist who understands theosophy in his own bigoted sectarian way. I was wondering if our organizational friends might not call us that kind, in view of the fact that we question their methods and practice. We do not question any methods whatever used for the promulgation of theosophy, but only those that tend to obscure it. We also point out the theosophical nature of exclusive claims for persons or organizations. This charge will doubtless be made sometime against us by someone. We have a sound and effective reply. We are in sympathy with every movement made to promulgate the message of theosophy, as such, and with every endeavor to apply that philosophy. While it is true that the principles of theosophy are just as good and effective under any other name, yet the name is an indication of the source and true embodiment of those principles, and cannot be obscured or changed without some person or system of thought in the way of the seeker after truth. What can be the motives for this? Many, perhaps. Usually some person desires to be the exponent par excellence, knowing well that he will find those who will accede to his claims. Some organizations claim to be the spiritual organ of theosophy. These embody separateness, cannot make for unity, and are foreign to the spirit and genius of theosophy. Theosophy is a message, which should be made accessible to all without intermediaries or would-be interpreters, which should be presented as delivered, and its existence as an all-inclusive philosophy continually he forth. Societies which do not do this should assume a name which would be indicative of their particular effort, in the interest of justice to theosophy and to those who seek to know it. What do we object to? Titles which present interpretations as the thing itself, and which by the fact are misleading. No one objects to the use of theosophical principles as admixtures in any system of thought whatever. It will not hurt them, it may break them, but such use, while it might be courtesy to call it theosophical, is not teaching what theosophy is. Evidently, the world is not ready for theosophy, per selenium, at least, one would judge so from what is being done, since those who claim to be its exponents are offering something else suited to the trade. But do these exponents give the world a chance? They are hiding the light under a bushel, they are giving stone for bread, and the blind world does not know the difference. We do, however, and will keep the link unbroken.